This is the reason why they've sent their small kids to push this matter in the courts.
Victims of Gukurahundi and their children, their offspring and so forth, they have been denied the right to documentation.
No one is safe, including yourself, because we are dealing with vampires.
Yesterday we had a court order which set aside the nomination of President Kasukuwere as a presidential candidate in the upcoming elections to be held on the 23rd of August 2023. And what happened today is that President Kasukuwere's lawyer updated the nation that indeed an appeal has been filed, and the noting of an appeal, the effect of it is that it suspends the judgment or the ruling of the lower court. So as of now, that order which was handed down yesterday by the High Court stands suspended, and it is of no more force and effect until such a time as the higher court determines this matter to finality. So as of now, there is no reason whatsoever why President Kasukuwere should not be included on the ballot and should not be included as a participant in the upcoming elections. So in brief, that's what the lawyer was telling the nation. We will take it to the next step. The Supreme Court is not the last court of appeal. We will then advise the nation as at that point, because we don't want to preempt the court proceedings. The Supreme Court appeal has not yet been heard, so we don't want to at this moment, at this juncture, to act as if, but we are going to fight this to the end. We are going to use all options, all legal options available to us to ensure that on the 23rd of August 2023, President Kasukuwere will be a participant in the presidential elections.
When can the nation expect to see his presence of Xavier Kasukuwere?
He is coming. I think in the next couple of days it will become clear as to when he is coming. But I must say that his arrival is imminent and is something that we are preparing for at the moment.
Another publication wrote a story, and they were saying Mr. Kasukuwere pending cases. Can you answer on that?
President Xavier Kasukuwere has got no pending cases against him. He has got no pending criminal cases or any criminal charges that we are aware of, and he is a free man. He can come home.
Would you see Mr. Kasukuwere's through the compensation of
the Gukurahundi issue is a pertinent one. It is one which is always appearing in our social platforms, social media platforms, and it is apparent that the victims or the people who are affected by Gukurahundi are not happy about efforts to compensate them and efforts to acknowledge that they were wronged and efforts to try and heal the wounds of those who were affected and to acknowledge the people who passed on. And even issues of documentation, you see that they still arise, that victims of Gukurahundi and their children, their offspring and so forth, they have been denied the right to documentation, to proper documentation like IDs and birth certificates and passports. So it is an issue which does need to be addressed by anyone who is telling the nation that they want to be a leader of this country. And President Kasukuwere has rightly done so, and they say that at least 1 billion should be set aside to not just compensate, but to deal with the holistic issues that surround the issue of Gukurahundi. What I've been talking about, the issue of documentation, the issue of acknowledgement, the issue of identification and proper burial of those who died during that period, and the issue of even those who participated, those who carried out the evil deeds, coming forward in a sort of commission of inquiry to actually also admit their wrongdoing. And only then can we heal as a nation, and can we find closure as a nation. So I think it is an important program, and I've heard also that some are saying 1 billion, where is it going to come from, and it's such a huge figure. But in the past we've had 3.5 billion set aside for command agriculture, and yet the results were not tangible. But this is an exercise which is worth spending as much as we can so that the nation can unite and is no longer divided on tribal lines.
Let's say he has won his pending case in the Supreme Court and being elected as the president of Zimbabwe. Would you see him manage to unite this tribe, considering that he was once a ZANU-PF affiliate?
Yes, he was once a ZANU-PF affiliate, yes. That is not denied. His roots in ZANU-PF are there for everybody to see, and he acknowledges them. But at this juncture, he is an independent candidate, and he is saying once he is elected, he's going to form a government of national unity, which is not derived from any single party, but from across the board, and also from the technocrats that we have in our nation, which we know and which we acknowledge that they possess the relevant skills which may be needed to steer this country forward. Right.
There's an Ndebele chief who came up recently and he said that 1 billion is not enough to compensate for the Matabeleland people who lost their take.
Yes, indeed, I said that 1 billion would be a minimum figure. I did allude to that. It is an ongoing process in this.
So what else are you going to do above from that 1 billion offer?
All right, the 1 billion is not necessarily like we are buying off people or their emotions. It's to fund a process where you want to have the victims find closure and find healing through the acknowledgement by those who were participating in this, and through the acknowledgement of government that indeed the victims were wronged, and programs such as the reburial, identification of the deceased people, and their acknowledgement that these people, yes, indeed, they died, and they died in a horrific manner. They died during the Gukurahundi season. In actual fact, we can say they were killed. So you want to have the acknowledgement part, you want to have the documentation part, so that the nation moves forward. So it's not just like you are dangling a billion to people, it's to fund programs to do with the Gukurahundi issue and bringing closure and healing to the victims.
Kasukuwere has been in ZANU-PF for so many years, and ZANU-PF is on record making promises, especially when we get towards elections, and sometimes these promises won't be fulfilled. What can people of Matabeleland be so sure that Mr. Kasukuwere is telling the truth?
Yes, President Kasukuwere has been in ZANU-PF, that is acknowledged, but he has never been a presidential candidate, he has never been a president. So they can only take his word for it, and that he is a man of his word. He has delivered before and he will deliver. His track record, even once he was in government, is clear, and his achievement whilst he was a minister, they are for the record. So going forward, I would want to say that he cannot be judged based on what other presidential candidates have promised before and failed to fulfill. This is his first time campaigning to be the president, and therefore he will fulfill his promises once he is elected. I think that's enough.
What is Saviour Kasukuwere to offer to the civil service?
Yes, I think it's been very, very clear that the economy needs to be stabilized. We need to have economic policies that bring about stability. We need to restore the dignity of our currency and its strength and its ability to purchase its buying power. So all that will actually lead not just to the livelihoods of civil servants being improved, but the generality of Zimbabweans. They want to have an economy which is stable, which is functioning, and which is productive. Once that is achieved, it will benefit everyone and not just civil servants. Thank you.
Not for personal benefit, but to be able to champion the issues of the people, to be able to speak not only on behalf of the people of Mount Down South, but on behalf of all Zimbabweans, the dejected masses of Zimbabwe, the unemployed, those excluded from the political circles, those excluded from the economic circles, those the exploited. I'm going to be representing them in Parliament after I've been elected on the 23rd of August this year.
All right. Are you confident that Mr. Kasukuwere will win the elections?
We are in this to win. We are not here to attempt to get a win. We are here to win, and we are very much confident that we are winning. And like we have already witnessed, the reaction from the regime is a testimony that Comrade Kasukuwere is going to win, and this is the reason why they seek to bar him. This is the reason why they've sent their small kids to push this matter in the courts. So that's a clear testimony that President Kasukuwere will be winning on the 23rd of August 2023. And this is the reason why Comrade Mnangagwa has gone all out directing his arsenal on Comrade Kasukuwere, because he knows that he is only impediment to State House come 23rd of August 2023.
Mr. Seningam, considering that Mr. Kasukuwere has been a ZANU-PF cadre for so long, only to be checked out in 2017 after that soft coup, critics are saying he is just a copycat of ZANU-PF, who is just trying to find sympathy. What's your take on that?
Yeah, people have a right to their views, and I'm not sure why people would just want to say that about President Kasukuwere, that he was ZANU-PF. Why is it not that they don't say the same about certain people who were also with other political parties before they came up with new political parties or new names for their political outfits? Why is it not people say so and so are coming from this background and they are just copycats and trying to get sympathy from the masses? Comrade Kasukuwere has every right, just like anyone else, to participate politically, to seek to be voted for, and to seek political office any day, anytime, if that chance comes. And it is the right of Zimbabweans to vote for him and not to vote for him. So I've not seen Comrade Kasukuwere seeking anyone's sympathy. It is us who called him to come and lead, and he answered to that call. So maybe the blame must come to us for calling out to him to say come and take leadership. I think that is misdirected. It is not Comrade Kasukuwere who has asked for people to vote for him. It is us who said, come, we want you to lead us.
Okay. The returning of Severas, is this not the returning of G40? What do you think?
No, G40 exists in ZANU-PF. Comrade Kasukuwere is no longer in ZANU-PF. G40 is a faction.
Is it still there?
G40 is a faction in ZANU-PF. I think those in ZANU-PF are better placed to answer if they still have that faction within their corridors. But what I know is Comrade Kasukuwere is no longer ZANU-PF, so is no longer in ZANU-PF because he was expelled, though he was not subjected to the legal processes and procedures that anyone should go through if they are going to be expelled out of that party. So I cannot be answering about G40 because I'm not G40, I'm Tsenengamu, I have my own background, and Zimbabweans are coalescing around Comrade Kasukuwere from all walks, from across the political divide. And this is what has frightened the regime, and that is what has caused them to panic, because G40 just exists in ZANU-PF, but Comrade Kasukuwere enjoys support from across the political divide. And you are aware that G40, like as I knew it, had a number of people. And in this case, we are just talking about Comrade Kasukuwere, and we are not talking about everyone else. So an individual can't be a whole faction if people want to say
he was part of it. Can you confirm was he part
no, if your hand is chucked off from your body, can we really say your hand is you? Can people say this is Nomsa or this is Tatenda? It's not. G40 was a whole component of a faction within ZANU-PF, and Comrade Kasukuwere, as you allege, could have been a member of that faction. That's for him to answer to that. But what I can say is he's standing in to unify all Zimbabweans, to work with all Zimbabweans from all tribes, from all walks of life, and from across the political divide. But we have no business in telling people what they must believe and what they must not believe. People must believe what they want to believe. But Comrade Kasukuwere is a presidential candidate embracing every Zimbabwean and coming in to work for every Zimbabwean. Asi isu sevanhu uye sevanhu vanotsigira vaKasukuwere hatisi kuzombocheuka muridzo uye hatisi kuzombovhunduka pane chipi zvacho. Ticharamba takamira tichitsigira vaKasukuwere kuti vagova mutungamiri wenyika ino vachibatanidza ruzhinji rwevanhu nekusimudzira nyika ikwavo.
Mukachadza tingafuna mushanda here nevamwe vakaita sava Nelson Chamisa nevaMapalambisi.
Mutungamiri wedu ari kuuya kunozobatanidza ruzhinji rwevanhu veZimbabwe. Saka haana irusarura vagadzira areka yaNoa maiwanikwa zvipuka zvose, tsuro, gudo, mbizi nenungu zvaivamo. Saka vanoda kushanda nemunhu wese kusanganisira nevari muZANU-PF, vari kuTriple-C, kunyange nevasina mapato. VaKasukuwere vanoti ndinoda kubatanidza ruzhinji rweZimbabwe kuti Zimbabwe iende mberi.
Mama Sande, please kwenza njani nxa siya kukhetho njengoba ukhona ngani umkhokheli wemsebenzi.
Bese sithi ngikulithi hlafu ngesindebeni. Sithi khona indaba ekumiswa kuka President Kasukuwere ukuthi angabi yena ephakathi kokhetho eluzayo olokukhetha umongameli welizwe isihanjiswe udalela phezulu iSupreme Court. Njalo sokusho ukuthi iorder le yayifakwe iHigh Court izolo isifakwe eceleni isimisiwe until isikhathi esokuthi udaba lolu seluzwiwe eSupreme Court. So simlinde sithina ukuthi iSupreme Court izwe udaba lolu lapha isifake isiqumo lathi sesibona ukuthi sesingayenza njani. Wakati esukuthi sikhulume ukuthi sizayenza njani iSupreme Court ingakaluzwa udaba lolu sabe sesigijimile ngoba sikeze ukuthi iSupreme Court izasiyalela kumbe izasivumela. So wakati sesingakutsho ukuthi okwe High Court sokumisiwe sesimelele khona idala leSupreme Court ukuthi lizwe indaba yethu likhulume njalo ukuthi ukubekwa eceleni kumbe kuyaliswa ukaSevia Kasukuwere ukuthi abe phakathi kwalabo abazakhethwa mhla ka-23 August kwenziwe ngendlela eyiyo yini kumbe uqumo olufanele yini kumbe hayi. So yikho esikumeleleyo khonokho. Njengoba abanye bethile ukuthi uPresident Sevia Kasukuwere ulapha ukuthi abambanise imuli yeZimbabwe ukuthi ibe ibambane. Ngoba isikhathi lesi esidlule siyabona ukuthi abantu abaningi bayalimazana bayabulalana ngendaba zepolitics. Kodwa uPresident Kasukuwere uthi sifuna ukubambanisa umuntu wonke. Njalo even lapha efaka khona amaphepha akhe wenomination wakhuluma wathi yena engakhetha ukuba ngumongameli welizwe uzasebenza wonke umuntu eZimbabwe. Kusho ukuthi lo President Chamisa la nxa efuna ukusebenza lo President Kasukuwere hayi lokho kuyayenzakala ngoba yena uPresident Kasukuwere kayaleli umuntu ufuna ukuthi yena abe ngumongameli welizwe lonke kungela ukuthi lo ngwe ubandla leli kumbe leliyana. Any other questions? Yes.
So when can we expect Kasukuwere to attend his campaigning?
The campaign has already started. It is ongoing. It is just his presence that we are waiting. And I've said that it is imminent. He's going to arrive anytime soon.
Well, maybe to add on that, from us, what we would want to say is that this struggle is not centered on Comrade Kasukuwere. It is our struggle. We are the ones who invited him to come and lead us. So we are the owners of this struggle. So we are not putting every load on him. We are taking it upon ourselves to make sure that we mobilize for him and we campaign for him. His physical presence will just be a bonus because the people have called him. He has answered to the call. So he will just avail himself. But in terms of everything, that's our Lord as the masses that seek to liberate themselves from the yoke. Thank you.
Can you define we? When you say we, who is we?
Starting from the three of us and the rest of Zimbabweans.